What is going on, everyone? Good afternoon. It's your host, Matt Gannon of Fanshare Sports, NFL Week 13 preview. And we're going a little early this week. I have finals to do this tonight, so I got to get the show done before I'm graduating 3 weeks. Got to make sure I'm on top of my stuff. So I have finals later, some like Chesapeake Bay history class. This is way more fun than that, I promise. So we're going to get to 15 games this week. You guys know the schedule, betting, DFS, just my thoughts, go through each and every game. And we have a good one tonight, so we'll get right into it. Bills head to New England, and this line has been moved all over. I think it opened at 5.5. Now it's down to 3.5. And I didn't love the 5.5 on the road. And I mean, I never like a small dog on the road, especially in division. But I think I like the Bills a lot this week. And I'm hearing a lot of Patriots love in the industry, but I think I like the Bills a lot this week, especially 3.5. Listen, if I'm laying 3 with Minnesota, I know it was at home last week. If I'm laying 3 with Minnesota and that defense is objectively horrific, then how can I not lay 3 with Buffalo? I know it's on the road in New England, and the Bills haven't played like an outdoor game in like 3 years, it seems. But I think it's time to get this Josh Allen MVP campaign back on track. I was heavy on it early season, and look, it looked great the first 6 weeks. The last 6 weeks, it's looked a little slow. There's still plenty of time left in the season for him to win that award, for the Bills to get the 1 seed, for the Bills to do what they have to do. They already have that win in Kansas City. They control their own destiny. They're fine. It was a little bit of a blip to start this past 6 weeks is what I'm getting at. All right, well, we'll pull up the hold on, let me share my screen real quick to show the there we go. Okay, so who do we like this week in fantasy showdown-wise? We're going to play showdown in this game. What am I going to say? I don't like Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs? No, I do. So you're going to want to play them for sure. But who we gonna chase back with New England-wise? Look, I was really impressed with what I saw from the New England passing game last week against the Minnesota secondary, and everyone's going to go to Ramondre Stevenson for sure. So if you want to get a little different, play Mack in a receiver. I think Mac's a viable option, but what receiver are you going to go to? That's the real question. I don't know if you want to pay. So Jacoby Myers is clearly the number one target, and he's priced that way for a reason. Questionable is questionable tonight. So I think with him just being questionable, even if it's not 100%, you go get one of these two. And I would even go down to Nelson Aguilar, because the difference between these two isn't much target share wise. I think you go with your Bills guys, your Bills studs, and then you go Mac Jones, Nelson Aguilar, or Devontae Parker. Chase it with a receiver rather than a Ramondre Stevenson, which everyone's going to be on. But the chalk's been hitting with Stevenson week after week. One of these times it will not. Okay, we will move on to another game. Broncos head here to Baltimore, where I am right now, for just 3 more weeks. Then I'm down to Florida. 3 more weeks. Just cannot wait. I think this line's up to 8.5 now, but I think it'll close closer to 10. What is there to like about Denver? If they're losing on the road by a lot to Carolina, there is no way in my mind that the Ravens should not cover this spread. Ravens, off of that close loss in Jacksonville where they blew it, another lead, Ravens objectively should be undefeated. They have blown so many losses late. And that's not a good sign going forward in the season, because you're going to have to control leads late in the playoffs. You're going to have to control leads late in December, heading into the playoffs. I need the Ravens to buck up because I have Ravens futures going out. So I do like the Ravens here to cover this 8. I'm already getting the sense that it's going to be one of those favorites weeks. That I like a lot of the favorites. It happens every once in a while. So Ravens covering 8, I think, is a viable option. I do kind of like Ravens first half they come out hot after that ugly finish to that game against Jacksonville. Let me look real quick and see what this Ravens team total is. So bear with me while I pull it up. I'm just looking on DraftKings Sportsbook. The Ravens team total, I don't even know what the first half will be up for the team total. The Ravens team total, first half, 12.5. Broncos defense is legit. I don't love that number. I was hoping for a 10, honestly. I don't love that number, but I do like the Ravens in the first half. So let's look at the Ravens first half spread now that I'm saying it. I think the Ravens come out really hot because the Broncos are all but dead. Ravens first half -4.5. I don't love that number either, to be honest. So I just rather go with the 8. Sorry. I thought I was going to find something sneaky with that first half. The first halves have been okay to us this season. All right, we'll move on to the Titans and the Eagles. Weird line, tricky game. I think this game is up to 5 now, and similar line to the Packers. The Titans have been great against the spread this season, and I love Mike Vrabel as an underdog, just like I love Mike Tomlin as an underdog. So Titans head to Philly. They are still a playoff team against another playoff team. Expect this game to be tight. A lot of runs in this game. I would imagine they're going to be what we saw the last few weeks with Jalen Hurts. He's kind of looked like Justin Fields doing a lot more design runs, and he's just becoming a great fantasy option. And he's not ridiculously priced. We'll pull him up. It's not like you cannot play Jalen Hurts. You can play Jalen Hurts for sure. So let's see. Philly and 10. He's 8 flat. Where does that rank among the quarterbacks? He's the 3rd price quarterback. Okay. I would say Jalen Hurts is a hammer this week, to be honest, because he's the guy, and the Titans are the defense that's going to allow those 3rd and 4s. They just cannot stop them. So Jalen Hurts scrambling, I think he's going to keep drives alive and keep the Eagles in this slugfest. So I expect Jalen Hurts to get a rushing touchdown. I like that this week a lot. And I like him as a play this week, but I would think the Titans keep this close, and it's a low-scoring affair in hindsight, but Jalen Hurts will get in the end zone, I think, on the ground this week. All right, we'll move on to the Jets and the Vikings. This is one bet I already made this week. Everyone loves the Jets. I immediately saw this line. I was like, okay, I bet the Vikings -3 last week, fairly heavy against the New England Patriots. Kind of got lucky, covered it, but they covered it. There's no way I just can't bet it against the Jets, a team that the Patriots have beaten already twice. And with Mike White at quarterback, I'm still not buying all that. Yeah, he looked awesome, and it's good to see for the Jets, but I'm not buying that yet. So I laid the Vikings -3 as my biggest play of the week thus far. I'm not sure if that will remain my biggest play of the week, but it's still early. So I like the Vikings to come out. And what the thing with the Vikings is their pass defense and secondary in like 2-minute situations is so bad. We saw Mac Jones drive down the field last week at the end of the first half and just easily cast a field goal. It could have scored a touchdown. We saw a few weeks ago against the Bills, couldn't do it, couldn't stop them late. We saw early in the season against the Saints, they couldn't do it. So they got bailed out by the refs in that game. So I like the Vikings -3, even though like this secondary is so bad. But I don't think Mike White and this Jets passing offense is that prolific to alter my mind that much. I think the Jets will get on the board. I do, but I think the Vikings have enough firepower offensively and can slow them down enough to cover this -3 in the end. All right. Commanders head to the Giants. Really ugly game, but I love me a home dog in the NFC East. You say this line is -2.5 versus the Giants. No one would really be surprised. Heineke is back for another start, and he's looked okay, but like on other times he's looked horrific. And the past 2 weeks he's looked horrific. So we don't really know which Taylor Heineke we're getting, and this Giants defense is pretty good. So the Commanders have just been like in and out of games, like playing up to their competition and playing down to their competition. Which Commanders are we going to get? Which Giants are we going to get? Who are kind of reeling? I like the Giants to get back on track, so I would probably lay the +2.5. DraftKings wise, I don't really think anyone is viable in this game. I think it's going to be an ugly, low scoring, 2 bad teams NFC East contest. So, but I do like the Giants +2.5. I actually might get there, or I might tease them up because the Giants are just known to play close games. So I think this is like the close games versus whoever. So I like the Giants to cover this 2.5 probably, but I'm probably going to tease them up through 6 points, like up through 8.5. Browns head to Texans. Deshaun Watson is back. Deshaun Watson is back in Houston. I'm hearing buzz about Deshaun Watson this week. I'm hearing buzz about David Njoku, and I'm so happy I picked up David Njoku in fantasy, regular fantasy the week before because I had like Kyle Pitts got hurt. So now I got David Njoku, and if he's getting the buzz and he's going to be that guy, like count me in. But I don't think I want to go to him in DFS because I don't love David Njoku Browns offense buzz. And if your name's not Nick Chubb, David Njoku, I'm going to pull it up. I don't really think David Njoku is the guy who's going to be getting a massive amount of targets. I know they don't really have any like amazing receivers. I mean, Amari Cooper, yeah, but where is it? Where's this game? Houston and Cleveland. 15 games this week. We have a lot of games. Houston, Cleveland. Okay. So David Njoku, 3-9, questionable. He will be playing. 52 targets in what? 10 games? That's about 5 targets a game. See, like, I don't think he's that guy. I really don't think he's that guy. And they're like, okay, David Njoku hammer play with Deshaun Watson. Look, I can see it, but I wouldn't want to be playing a chalky David Njoku is what I'm getting at. If you want to lay the chalk, just pay up and get Kels. But the tight end revenue stream is just so bad, like, all around. So let's talk tight ends real quick. Kelsey, Andrews. Yeah, like, I'd rather go Hawkinson against the Jets or Kittle against no. Hawkinson against the Jets or, like, Everett against Vegas than, like, a chalky David Njoku. If David Njoku comes in at 7%, then yeah, I'm with it. But I'm hearing that he will be a lot more than that. So sidewise, the Texans have quit. I don't know if I want to lay 7 though on the road. They could play them tight with all the Deshaun Watson stuff, but I do think the Browns get this road W. All right, Jaguars and the Lions in Detroit. I think this line is flipped now. I think Jaguars might be 1-point favorites, but I'm gonna double check that and see if that is the case because I saw this line moving a bunch. No, Lions are 1-point favorites currently, but I love the Lions here. Jaguars coming off of that emotional late win against Baltimore, where they were underdogs, head on the road to Detroit. And look, the Lions have looked really good the last, 5 weeks now? Almost beat Buffalo at home, a game that kind of got away from them. Now they have a mini bye off another close loss. They had a week and a few days to practice. Jaguars on the road. The Lions will be bet. Lions -1, and this is probably the first time I'm betting the Lions this season. And with that, I like all the Lions DraftKings-wise. So let's pull that up and talk about some Lions who I think are viable options. The hardest part of doing the show is finding the game on like this DraftKings list. It really is because I moved too quick. Okay. Detroit. Goff 5-3. I think that's a great price, great play if you don't want to go up to Hurts. And then we know what we're getting with St. Brown, stud, and Jamal Williams. The dude just scores. But 6 flat, I posted DeAndre Swift for 5-6. We know what DeAndre Swift's upside could be. I don't see any Q next to his game. He's getting healthier by the week. I think Swift and Goff could be a nice combo this year. Swift got a few red zone receiving targets. Didn't quite cash in last week. So if he's going to get back to his normal workload that we all expected DeAndre Swift to have, I think DeAndre Swift's a great play this week. So I love the Lions. I love Swift. I love Jared Goff. We will move on to Steelers and Falcons. And quite honestly, I don't have a strong opinion or lean here. Steelers off of that road win on Monday night in Indy. And the Falcons are just another mixed bag team. They're so middle of the pack towards the bottom. We don't really know what we're getting. I do think this total is a bit too high, though, is what I will originally say. So let's look at we'll pull up the DraftKings slate. Do I even think we should pull up the DraftKings slate? We'll do it anyway. Just to check out the pricing. Najee's the number highest priced guy, and he's not expensive. I think Cordero. No, I don't want to play anyone against a Pittsburgh defense, to be honest. I really just don't. I don't really like anyone in this game. I do like the total being a bit too high. Maybe take the under. How have the Steelers schedule? I'm going to check some of their recent scores. Besides that Cleveland game, I mean, not Cleveland, Steelers and Bengals game, that was crazy how high scoring that game was. I think that this game will go under the total because the Falcons play low scoring games too. They were just low scoring in Washington, 19-13. Bears Falcons was a bit high scoring. Bears defense is horrific. Yeah, I do like this under. I think I might get to this under, or maybe like somewhere like tease this under. I might tease this under with the Giants plus 8.5. I think that's a decent bet. Okay, we will move on. Actually, I'm gonna write this down before I forget. So, circle back real quick. We're about halfway through. We like Vikings -3. Already bet it. Lions -1. Lions -1. Lions -1. There we go. Giants. Where's the Giants? Giants tease. And Steelers Falcons. under teased. Okay. Packers head to the Bears. They are laying 4.5 on the road. Interesting. We don't think Aaron Rodgers will be playing. Justin Fields, on the other hand, I've seen mixed reports. Justin Fields, I'm gonna look at the most latest reports because I saw he's questionable, then I saw he's out. So he's limited in practice today. This is a wait and see. If Justin Fields is playing in this game, I like the 4.5 at home. If he's not playing in this game, I think this game goes under the total. That's what I would say because I don't want to lay the Packers on the road and in division, but don't have much. If you want to keep playing Christian Watson, it might catch up to you quick, but it's cashing while it is. So maybe keep playing Christian Watson. But my take on this game is if Fields is playing, I like the Bears plus 4.5 at home. You got to get on it quick and just stay on the reports. All right, we have about 6 more games left. Dolphins at 49ers, probably the game of the day, game of the afternoon on Sunday. I think it's a very fair line, but I do see it coming down to the final possession. Maybe the Dolphins going in to get down by 6 late. Can they score? Can they not score? So with that being said, I don't want to lay 4 because I think it's just such a coin flip late. 46.5. 49ers defense is stout. Who do you want to go to? I would find someone sneaky. There might be someone sneaky in this game that we can look at. Okay. San Francisco, Miami. It's going to rain. Okay. Now I got to look at San Francisco weather. It says rain on the thing. San Francisco weather, Sunday, 70% precipitation. So Miami's used to that. That means there's going to be more running. Therefore, see, this is what we do. We look at the weather. Okay, there's going to be more running because it's going to rain. Is McCaffrey finally going to have one of those days? Elijah Mitchell's out. I think McCaffrey might be a hammer this week. Where does McCaffrey rank in all the running backs? He's 1. That's just crazy that he's still 1. Because he hasn't really had the output. I think McCaffrey's a hammer on the side. I think it's a coin flip. Don't want to give a side. So I would say McCaffrey from this game for sure. Okay. Seahawks. Okay. What is it? Week 13. You tell me in the preseason that in week 13, the Seahawks are going to be 7.5-point road favorites to the Rams. I would be like, what the hell are you talking about? This is an absurd line, but it's so justified. No one's playing for the Rams. No one. Aaron Donald's out. The whole offense is out. And the Seahawks, they're somewhat good. This is going to be such an ugly game, I think, though, because I'm just still not buying the Seahawks. We saw them blow that game to the Raiders last week. Definitely not laying 7.5 on the road because we saw Bryce Perkins and the Rams sneakily almost they didn't backdoor. Almost backdoor the Chiefs last week on the road. I would probably take the Rams plus 7.5, but I have no conviction. I think this is going to be an ugly game. I don't want to play anyone from this game. All right, we'll move on to the Chiefs minus 1.5 at the Bengals. Very fun game. So the Bengals minus 1.5. I hate road favorites. I hate small road favorites. But the Bengals minus 1.5 at the Titans covered last week. Chiefs are the only juggernaut in the NFL. How could you not really get to them? I would say Chiefs minus 1.5 might be a play. I saw this line start at minus 2.5. Now it's minus 1.5. Let's pull up the DraftKings slate and look for some, especially with the Bengals being a little bit banged up. Jamar Chase limited yesterday. So look at an update from that. Mixon limited. So obviously if they're back, that's going to be a huge bonus for them. But we saw what happened to the Bengals early in the season when they came out slow. So maybe they get their 2 guys back, but they come out a little slow. I like the Chiefs minus 1.5 in this game. And then we know my thing with the Chiefs, if you watch me every week, you guys know every single week you don't want to play the highest Chiefs receiver. You want to play Mahomes, Kelsey for sure. And then whoever in this receiver list is the cheapest. So, there's really so little between Sky Moore and, Kadarius, there's so little. These margins are so small. Never pay up for a Chiefs receiver. Pay up for Kelsey and Mahomes, but play the cheapest Chiefs receiver. And that is a take that I would just die on it. And it's been working all year long. Okay, Chargers and Raiders. Scared for my Chargers. Scared for my Chargers futures. This just feels like a game. This feels like a line that they should win, and they don't. The Raiders, I say it every week, they are really bad at putting two halves together. They kind of put like a 3 quarters together last week and got away with it. Josh Jacobs carried them to a win. Chargers are still pretty banged up, but they are the superior team on paper for sure. But it's not that easy. Not that easy. You don't just, if you're better on paper, you don't win, especially on the road in the NFL. Margins are small. I do like the Chargers and the Raiders to have some points in this game for sure. I think this could be a very stackable game on both sides. So let's pull up these two teams. And last week, what did I say? Everyone's going to go to Josh Palmer. Play Keenan Allen. Immediate touchdown. So I hope you guys play Keenan Allen and he cashed for you guys because Keenan Allen was too cheap last week, just objectively too cheap. I think he was like, what is he this week? Keenan Allen, 6'5". What was he last week? 6'1". So he's already getting that boost. He got 16 points last week, 7 targets, 5 receptions. That's only going to stay where it is or get higher. That's a great upside at this price. Keenan Allen, I'd go right back to. And then you want to go up to Jacobs or you want to – but what the Raiders have done is the weeks Josh Jacobs has done awesome, they've gone away from him the following week. So if that's the thing, go to a Raiders receiver. Okay, we'll move on to Sunday Night Football. Colts back-to-back primetime games. Let's go. Like, super excited for the Colts to play in primetime again. Like, it's just so annoying. Like, put the 49ers in primetime. Like, why is it not in primetime? Wait, can I, like, I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping that, like, no, it's at 4 o'clock. Put the 49ers Dolphins in primetime. Okay, Cowboys laying 11. So they were laying 10 at home against the Giants off of the Cowboys are winning this game 110%. So Cowboys are off a mini bye. They played on Thanksgiving, which was Thursday. They were laying 10 against the Giants last week. They didn't cover it. They got backdoored. Now they bring in the Colts, who are an objectively worse team than the Giants, laying the same number off of Monday Night Football, now traveling. Situational spot, Cowboys minus 11 for sure. The Colts are frisky in my mind. They are. I think I might heavily tease the Cowboys down with something. Do I want to do it with the Giants? Cowboys-Giants teaser, like one of my Cowboys minus, so say 6 points. Cowboys minus 5, Giants plus 8.5 at home against the Washington Redskins. I think that is a very good bet. So I think the Cowboys tease down. Cowboys minus 11, I really lean to. Maybe I might get there. Slash minus 11. Okay. Monday Night Football, Saints and the Bucks. Going to be an ugly game. No one really cares about it. The total's 40.5 for a reason. I would lean this to go over that number. The Bucks defense looked vulnerable early, but then righted the ship. We had a bet on the Buccaneers and the Cleveland under last week. That looked slow for us starting the gate, and it came out on top. So I hope you guys followed me last week on that Bucks under. I wouldn't go back to it in this week because unless let's look at Tampa weather. Guys, I just cannot wait to move to Florida. 2 more weeks. It's going to be 81 degrees and clear and beautiful weather. Oh, wait, that was Sunday. Okay, 80 degrees and clear on Monday night in Tampa. I think it's going to be great condition for football, great conditions for throwing the ball. The Saints still have a bunch of issues at the quarterback position. I think on Monday night in primetime, this is when they get Taysom involved, and then when they go back to that 1 p.m. Sunday slate, they just like barely use them. I think Taysom is going to be a hammer this week. Let's one of those sneaky 22-point Taysom games. Let's see what his price is. Taysom Hill, I think he is a very viable option. Tight end Taysom Hill. Is he not listed at tight end? He's listed at quarterback. Okay, that's annoying. Super flex him. 4-7. I don't know if you can play them if you're just in the quarterback slot. Showdown, though. You're going to want to play Taysom Hill. So let's talk showdown for this game real quick and then log off. This is going to be your showdown lineup. You're going to play Taysom Hill, and then you're going to go, wait. If this motherfucker has been doing good. If Fortnite is back again, he's practicing. I assume he plays. I love Fortnite. I always call him Fortnite too. I think it's hilarious. Taysom Hill, captain. Actually, no, it's going to be popular. Captain Fortnite, play Taysom Hill, and then from there, I think this game's going to go under the total. Maybe Callaway gets the game. Let's check Callaway's targets. At 3 flat, 1 target last game. Never mind. That's tough because he's a guy who pops every once in a while. But with Olave, with the addition of Olave, Trace 1 target, these Saints receiver, Jarvis getting 4 targets. Like, how are you playing Andy Dalton? I just don't know how you're doing it as a Saints organization. But it is what it is. That'll wrap it up. Before we finish, I will list off the bets I like this week. I like the Giants tease through 8.5. I like the Lions -1. Steelers and whoever the Steelers play. I think it's Falcons. Steelers under. Vikings -3. Chiefs -1.5. Cowboys -11/teaser. That wraps it up. 30 minutes. I will catch you guys next week. Best of luck. You know where to find me.